Okay, if you were in my position, would you tell your friend's boyfriend that your friend was cheating on them? So basically, my friend is someone that I'm fairly close to, but like not really. Just like we hang out every now and then, and my boyfriend is also friends with this person, okay? And she confided in me that, and also I saw screenshots and stuff. She was telling me that she was really into this one guy that she met on Tinder, and I saw that she had a Tinder, and I saw that she was messaging guys. And I'm usually someone who minds their own business. I don't get into drama. I don't get into shit. Like, I don't care usually, okay? But it's one thing if you're doing it on your own time, but it's another when you're like almost bragging about it to me, and also like not even caring to say that you have a boyfriend when we go out and making it seem like you're single is just something that like I couldn't help but not ignore. But then again, this is my friend, okay? I haven't known her for like that long, but again, like I've known her long enough to where she was able to confide in me, and part of me wants to just shut up and like mind my own business, but another part of me also, it bothers me that like she's doing this and almost kind of like bragging about it to me, and it makes me want to tell her boyfriend. My boyfriend thinks that if you have a friend like that in your life and they're like actively doing bad stuff that you don't agree with, you should like say something and not support it. And I agree, but also I'm like, I can't control this person. Like, she's gonna do whatever she wants to do. I obviously can tell her like I don't agree with that, but like that's not gonna change the fact that she's gonna, she's already done what she's done and she's gonna continue to do it. In a way, I kind of feel like a bad person though for not saying something to this poor guy. And I also like, I'm not super close with him, and my boyfriend also isn't super close with this guy, but like we've hung out with him. He's really nice, and he's a really good boyfriend too. At least of what I've seen, like he's a very sweet guy. And part of me feels really, really bad about this. And another part of me is like, I don't think my friend truthfully has the guts to tell him that she's like cheating on him or break up with him. I feel kind of in the middle of it, but also I don't want to be a snitch. My boyfriend and I, we low-key got into a dispute over it because he thinks that I should say something. And I've been cheated on before by my ex, and I know how that feels. And like, I would just feel so stupid if everyone else around me knew and I didn't, and like nobody thought to tell me. And like another thing is, I want to show my boyfriend that I am not supporting people like this, because I don't want to be roped in with like people that do that type of stuff, and I don't want my boyfriend getting suspicious of me if I like continue to go out, like hang out with this person and stuff. I would have to prepare for me to lose a friend if I do end up telling this dude. I mean, I guess I'll update you guys on what I end up doing, but like, am I being a bad friend? Am I overstepping in something that's like not my business? Or am I being a bad person by not saying anything? And does that say something about my character? I've been thinking about it all week long.
Okay, get ready with me while I tell you about my psychotic roommate who said I threatened to stab and kill him. Okay, so me and my roommate weren't really like that close in the beginning because we were both random, and it took us like a while to warm up to each other. But eventually we did, and I started like introducing her around to my friends, but during this time I guess she wasn't really making friends, so like my friends like quickly became her friends. And so it kind of like became this bond with me, two of my other friends, and my roommate, and it was kind of like the four of us were a very tight bond. But just keep that in mind that like the four of us were really tight. Like one night we literally stayed up from 10 p.m. all the way up until 5 a.m. like just like telling each other everything. And also with that, the four of us, we would all go out with each other. But one night my roommate met this guy at the club, and I guess they like exchanged numbers and stuff, and they began talking. Okay, this is like pretty early in the school year, so we hadn't had like our roommate like agreement actually made yet. But one morning I wake up and he's just in the room, and I'm like, what? And so after that incident, I kind of stood on a ground rule. I was like, okay, that was not okay from now on. Like, you have to let me know in advance if someone's coming to like the room last minute. Now, keep that in mind. So we fast forward to 2 weekends ago, and it's parents weekend. Okay, both of our parents were in town for parents weekend, and so we were like both busy the whole weekend, but she still went out with a couple of our other friends Friday night. But on Friday, I'm awakened to a call at 4:30 in the morning from my roommate, and I'm like, yes, and she answers the phone, and she's like, hey, I'm just letting you know I'm sleeping over at our friend's dorm tonight, is that okay? And I was like, I just want to let you know. And so I answer the phone, and she's like, okay, I'm just calling to let you know I'm staying at like our friend's dorm tonight. And I'm like, okay, but like could have been a text, low-key. But after she called me, I like could not go back to sleep. Like, I was like up for the whole rest of the night, just like up. And so Saturday comes around, and she goes to Universal for the whole day with her parents, and I spend the day with my parents. And so Saturday night comes back, and we finally see each other, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so tired. After you called me last night, like, I could not go back to sleep. Like, once I'm up. Like, it's so annoying, da 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 da. And then she's like, oh yeah, like, I'm so tired too. I spent the whole day at Disney. I'm exhausted, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I have a 5K I've been training for with my dad tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, so I have to go to sleep. And so we both go to sleep, and that's that. That was not just that. I awaken at 3:30 from a call from my roommate. And so I answer, I'm like, hello? Like, last time I saw you, you were literally asleep. And she's like, oh, you're on speakerphone, but can I bring this guy over to the room at 3:30 a.m.? And I'm like half asleep, so I'm like, what? Like, what are you saying? Then she goes, can a guy come over? And then like she pauses, and she like whispers, and she's like, help me get rid of him. Like, I need you to help me get rid of him. And so at this point, I'm like thinking she's in danger. So I'm like, oh my god, like, yeah, come back to the room. Now, when she comes back to the room, she like is whispering to a person. She goes like, shh, wait by the door. And she runs over to my bed over here, and her bed's on that side. And she goes, no matter what he says, like, say no. He cannot stay here. I don't want him in this room tonight. And me, being the good roommate that I am, I was like, okay, yeah, like, let me help you out. Let me, like, bring him in, like, so I can tell him to get out. And so he comes in, and he walks over to my bed. He's like, hey, my name is so-and-so. And I was like, oh, my name's Hampton, but I actually, like, don't want you in here tonight. Like, I'm really tired. I have stuff in the morning, and, like, you have to go. I've never seen a man more butthurt. He goes, what? No, like, you have to let me stay. Like, it's supposed to be cool. It's chill. And so I'm like, no, like, I don't even know you. You have to get out of here. And he's like, oh, we can get to know each other. What did you just say to me? And so I'm like, no, leave. And he and I are just going back and forth. And while all this is happening, my roommate is texting me, and I can try and put like inserts somewhere. And she's like, tell him no, like, tell him to leave, tell him to get out. And I'm like, girl, I'm trying, please help. And then at some point he's like, oh, you're just so rude and commandeering and dominating of the room, you don't even care what your roommate says. And I said, okay, then let's. And she goes, oh, well, my roommate doesn't want you here, but I do, so I don't know. Like, excuse me? And like, at that point, I'm pissed. I text her, I was like, I just gave you an out. Why would you dig yourself further into this? Like, I'm trying to help you out. And she's like, sorry, but now this guy like thinks he has a right to be in the room because my roommate said he could be in the room. And so him and I go back and forth again until I threaten to call an RA. And mind you, like, I don't know who this kid is. I don't even know if he goes to our school. And so of course he's like, okay, I'll leave. So he leaves. Why does my roommate follow him out of the room? So all that get him out of here bullshit was not even. And so I'm like, what was even that? So I, at this point, just cannot go back to sleep. But it doesn't matter because my roommate texts me like a minute after and is like, can you call me, or are you up? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, can you call me and ask me to come back to the room? And so at this point, I'm so annoyed, but because I'm such a good roommate, what do? I go ahead and call her. And so I call her and I'm like, hello, where are you? And she's like, you're on speakerphone. I'm out here on the boardwalk, like outside our dorm with what's his name? And I'm like, oh, when are you coming back? And she's like, oh, when do you want me to come back? I said, now. And she goes, oh, okay. And then she mutes herself for a few seconds. And then she comes back. She's like, do you want me to come back alone? I was like, yes, come back alone. Like, what? And so she comes like flopping back into the room and she's like giggling. She goes, haha, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I go, I'm gonna kill you. And so of course I sleep in and I miss my 5K I was training for with my dad. And so now I haven't talked to her all day Sunday, and it's reaching almost all day Monday. But on Monday night, she came in, like I hadn't seen her all day, and she comes into the room and she's like searching for something or like trying to pack clothes together, and she's like slamming her wardrobe. She's running over like to the bathroom, and all this I have our two friends over that she's friends with too, and she's not speaking to them, she's not looking at them, she's not anything, like she's not even acknowledging that they're like in the room. And so after like she was being rude to our friends who like did nothing to her, I was like, okay, like now she has an attitude, like we gotta talk this out. And so Tuesday rolls around and I get a moment with her and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And she's like, I just have a lot going on right now, like I don't really want to talk about it. And I was like, oh, well then can we talk about like what happened Saturday night? And she's like, no, I don't want to talk about that either. And at this point, like I raised my voice. I'm like, you brought a random guy here, like, and disturbed me in the middle of my sleep to help me kick him out, and then you lie and you don't want to talk about it. And so that starts the screaming match. And so we're arguing. I'm like, why were you being rude? Like all I want is an apology and for you to take accountability. And she's like, well, I'm sorry, like I'm sorry, what do you want me to do about it? It's already passed, it already happened, like what do you want me to do? Mind you, all I wanted was an apology and accountability. But we're just screaming and she's just like, well, you're not perfect either. And I'm like, well, what do I do? She's like, well, sometimes you tell me to like kill myself. And I'm like, okay, I do say that, but like we play a lot of games and I'll say it in the setting of like, oh, you want a game, I'm jealous of you, like kill yourself. But I've also had people who don't like it come up to me and tell me to stop, and I have stopped. But she's never once like seemed uncomfortable with the joke or I had ever said anything about it. But I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, I'll do better next time, like sorry. And then I'm like, okay, what else? And she's like, and also sometimes you rage bait me. And I do that, but again, I've kept doing, like she's never had she's joked back with me about it, like you've never once mentioned that as a problem. But again, I'm like, you know what, I take accountability for my actions, I apologize, I'm sorry. And then I asked her like, why were you being so rude to our friends who were in here? And she was like, oh, I heard they were like talking shit about me. And I was like, baby girl, we have been the closest friends ever, like why would you ever act like that? Like that's so weird. And she just keeps making excuses, and at this point I like don't want to hear it anymore. Like our argument kind of fizzles out and she leaves the room. Okay, I'm out of time, but I don't know if you guys would even like want a part 2 to this or not, because it gets crazier. And basically she's in a victim support group right now for
I wanted to tell this story a while ago, but I don't know why, but I was like scared to tell it, and then I just completely forgot about it. But yesterday my friend and I were talking and she was telling me something that happened to her that reminded me of this, so I thought I might as well make a video. Let me tell you about the time that this guy did me so dirty. So basically, like, I had just gotten out of a relationship. You know, I was really in the need for some emotional attention and such. So there was this one guy that always liked my Instagram post. Like every time I posted, he was always like the first like, or whenever I like posted a story, he would like it. And I found out I had him on Snapchat. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to start snapping him. So I did. So I snapped him, and then literally ever since then we had just like started snapping each other all the time, just talking, getting to know each other, whatever. So we had been like snapping and talking for a couple months, and then like we kind of just slowly stopped talking to each other. And this happened literally like 1,000,000 times. Like we were very on and off with talking to each other, but it's fine because it wasn't that serious, you know, like we were literally just snapping. Eventually, after being like off and on for like I don't even know how long, probably close to a year, we start snapping again, and this time it was just like, I don't know, it was different, but I don't know how to describe it. I just feel like we were talking to each other a lot more and like actually getting to know each other on a deeper level. And so eventually, like after we go on like this again for a while, I was talking to him and I was like, oh, I like kind of want to hang out. Like I've literally been like Snapchatting you for almost a year, or more than a year at this point maybe, and like we've never even like hung out or done anything together. And he's like, oh yeah, I want to hang out too. So then like randomly he would try to make plans with me, or I would make plans with him to hang out. And like last minute, like the day of, he'd just be like, oh, sorry, I forgot I already had plans. So I'd just be like, okay, whatever. Because I unfortunately have experience with this, because some guys are just fucking stupid and don't know their schedules. So it would like annoy me, but I was just like, fine, whatever, it's fine. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have put up with it. But eventually, after literally him canceling on me like 5 times in a row, he told me again like he was canceling because he forgot he had da-da-da-da. And I was just like, if you don't want to hang out, that's fine, but like, can you please stop making plans with me? We make plans, and then somehow you always have some stupid ass excuse as to why you can't hang out. I was like, it's like fine if you don't want to, but just tell me, because I'm sitting here like literally every other day waiting around to hang out with you, and then it never happens. So he basically responded being like, it's not that I don't want to hang out with you. And I'm like, then what is it? Like, what do you mean? And then he was just like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't think I'm ready for a relationship right now. And I feel like if we like start actually hanging out, then I'm going to catch feelings for you. So I just think it's probably not a good idea if we hang out, because I'm not ready for a relationship. That's all good and fine. But then like, why are you still snapping me and all this stuff? And like flirting with me if you aren't ready for a relationship and you don't have any intention of like hanging out with me. It just feels like you're wasting my time. Like he basically was just like, well, I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want. Like maybe I want to be in a relationship, but like just like, I don't know. I just was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. I'm sorry. Like, I don't think we should talk anymore. So then we stopped talking. Several months passed. And then he like, I think it was maybe his birthday, so I just texted him happy birthday, because it's not like I hate him. I'm just like, this is not good for me. So I texted him happy birthday, and unfortunately that wasn't opening for us to start talking again, so we did. And it was just casual, like he was just asking me about school, I was asking him about school, because he ended up moving somewhere else to go to school. And then we just continued to keep snapping each other, and it was just like very casual. Like it wasn't how it used to be. But then over time, you know, it did start to progress again. Nobody talk about how stupid I am. I already know I'm stupid. I should never have started talking to him again. But yeah, then we started to fall back into old habits and start flirting and stuff again. Blah, blah, blah. Basically, one night we were talking, like just snapping each other about stuff. And I was like asking him about school. And he was like telling me about a football game he went to or something, and so I was like, oh, that's cool, blah, blah. And then I was joking around like, oh, have you made any new friends? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, that's good. And then as a joke, I was like, oh, have you made any girlfriends, like, or are they all boys? And he was like, well, yeah, my girlfriend like has friends, so I'm friends with them too. You're what? Who? And I said, girlfriend, question mark? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, is this a joke? And he said, no. And I'm like, okay, so how long have you guys been dating? How long have you been dating? And he told me like 3 months. And I was like, so why have you still been snapping me then? Why have you still been snapping me? Well, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Why am I snapping you? And I was like, we've literally just been like nonstop talking for like the last 3 months. You know, and I think that if you have a girlfriend, you probably should have stopped talking to me. I don't know. I'm like, if I was dating someone and they were doing that, I would be mad. And he goes, well, I wasn't going to stop talking to you because, like, you're really nice to me, so I didn't want to, like, just stop talking to you. And I was like, okay, well, at least you, like, hinting or literally just directly telling me somehow, like, wiggling it into a conversation that you had a girlfriend. That would have been nice. But, yeah, he was just like, well, I wouldn't have unadded you or anything or, like, stop talking to you because, like, you're nice to me, so I wouldn't do that. And I'm like, what's not nice, though, is you not telling me you have a girlfriend. I actually, like, genuinely, I was going insane. Like, I was sitting in my room, like, because I feel bad, because what if something happens where she finds out that, like, I was still snapping him, and that makes me look bad. That makes me look like I'm trying to fucking home wreck when it's really, in reality, you just didn't tell me you had a girlfriend. But after that, I literally just stopped talking to him, completely cut him off and everything. Which is sad because I feel like we were, like, friends So now I just don't talk to him anymore at all. And this was like a year or two ago. But yeah, I will actually never forget and never forgive. Because what do you mean you have a girlfriend? Bye.
Story time on how me and my friends almost got killed at a function last weekend that actually turned out to be a secret foreman that we did not know about. So it was me, my friend Gabby, my friend Ava, and Kaylee. We all went out. My friend Ava was in charge of finding the function this week, so she got on our Snapchat and she found a bunch of different ones, but we were going to go to the nearest one first, and then we were going to kind of hop to each one. So we'll name this guy Ted. Ted seemed very sweet and innocent, so we were like, it's not a big deal. He was like, how many girls you got? We were like, oh yeah, we've got this many girls. He was like, okay, there's a bunch of people over here. There was not a bunch of people over there. Heads up. But, basically, we were all mostly sober, like, most of us in the car were sober. I was sober, and so I was like, I don't want to be normal. Like, I'm completely sober, but, like, I am just pretty extroverted person, and I really didn't care for these people much. Like, I don't know, like, I didn't really care about what they thought of me. So I wanted an alter ego. So I created this, like, persona. Her name was Darcy, and she was, like, country or whatever. Oh my gosh, my hair's so huge. 1 second. Okay, so I was gonna go into this place, like, with the persona of Darcy. She had a country accent. She was from Texas. Like, it was just cute. It was fun. It just gave us something to laugh at, basically. And just, like, you know what I mean? I could really say whatever I wanted, and if I wanted to leave, like, I'm not Jada. I'm Darcy, so... So we get there, and there's actually only, like, 2 people there, 2 men, and they were like, oh, we've got more people coming, which was weird, because they already said they had people there, so it was just like, whatever. So I'm chatting it up, I'm trying to make conversation. I got stuck with Ted. Ted wasn't incredibly attractive, but also I wasn't Jada, so it didn't really matter, you know what I mean? So basically, I was not going to talk to these men after this. I'm gonna put this on real quick, and I'm sorry, because I'm gonna look absolutely insane. Okay, don't... Alright. What I was saying was, don't pay attention to this. Just pretend it's not on me, okay? It appeals. I feel like everyone, this is common knowledge since it's so popular right now, but it appeals, I promise. Okay, but, so we get there, everything's fine, I'm stuck with Ted, whatever. The world's not ending because I don't really like any of these men to begin with, but my friends were like, you're gonna get Ted tonight since you're Darcy, and I was like, fine. So... I'm talking to Ted, I'm chatting it up, and then some more people show up, and there was a cuter guy. He wasn't ugly. I thought he was pretty cute. We'll call him... Hold on. Okay, we're gonna call this dude Chad, because he does look like a frat guy. Like, that's what he kind of, like, that was his whole, like... get up, I feel like, was just like, he was like muscular or whatever, but he had a really creepy smile. Not that that mattered, but like, just keep that in mind. So bro comes in, and I can tell he's like looking at me, like, you know what I mean? He's trying to chat with Darcy, like a lot, like really trying to chat it up with Darcy, and I was like, like whatever, why not? I'm Darcy, I can really do whatever I want. So I'm chatting it up with him, and then Gabby's, like, looking at him, like, oh, like a familiarity type of thing. Like, my friend Gabby, she's, like, looking at him. I can tell she, like, kind of knows who he is. And I'm like, but she's, like, weird about it. But, so I'm like, what's going on? And she was like, they asked, do you know this girl, to Gabby? Because she said that she was from this college that they knew of. And she was like, that's my roommate. And they're like, what in the world? So Chad just starts going on about how this girl ruined her high school experience, and wasn't giving details or anything, but it was like, what the heck? Like, you know this girl, this was Gabby's roommate, by the way. Like, if I did not already say that, like, why are you trying to talk bad about her in front of us? Like, what? But thankfully, eventually things start to mellow out, which actually not thankfully, they probably shouldn't have mellowed out, but they did mellow out. And Ted was like, hey, I want to go to the gas station to get some food. Like, who wants to come with me? And I wasn't going to go at first, but then he was like, I'll let you drive the Tesla. And I'm from a small town. I've never driven a Tesla. This is, like, probably the coolest experience of my life. So I was like, yes, Kaylee, will you come with me? So me and Kaylee leave. Like, no one's really, like, against it, so we just leave. We go with Ted and Chad, okay? So fast forward a little bit, we are driving for a bit. I was like, okay, I'm done with this, because, like, it was cool for a second, but really not all that it's cracked up to be. So I'm just like, okay, you can drive, I'm done. So he drives us, and Chad's in the back seat, Ted is driving since it's his car. And Ted is like, basically is like flirting with me, like trying to like put his hand on my leg, and I was like, you know what I mean? And then I've got Chad in the background, like also flirting with me and being like, my mom would love your country accent, because, you know, remember, I'm Darcy, like, I'm really playing it up. And I was like, oh, yeah, like, whatever. And, then he was, like, just flirting with me, basically. I mean, at this point, I felt like a hot commodity, like, I'm not gonna complain, like, whatever. But we're going to this gas station, and we drive to this abandoned building. And I was like, what in the world is going on? And they were like, oh, it's weird that the GPS took us here. And I was like, Kaylee? Like, she's in the back seat with the other guy. I'm like, so me and Kaylee are looking at us weird. And at the same time, we get a text from Gabby saying, you guys need to get back here right now. Things are going down, basically. We need to leave. The worst part about this, though, is that my text messages are showing up on this Tesla screen. So we are like, me and Kaylee are just like, and another worst part is that the one guy is starting to like catch up onto my act that I'm not actually Darcy, because I said I was from Amarillo, and he was like, oh, where's that? I've been to Texas. I was like, oh, it's like really down south. Bro looked it up. It's the furthest north possible. Okay, so then I text Ava after my phone's disconnected from the car, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna pretend that your dad is angry. So I'm telling them, I'm like, oh, guys, we gotta go back, like, right this minute, because Ava's dad is so angry right now, we have to go, like, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, are you sure? Like, and we're still at this abandoned building. And I'm like, yes, we gotta go. And they're like, okay. So it's weird that they complied, since they took us to a freaking abandoned building, but they complied pretty well. So we were, like, getting taken back to this place. And then again, we're not getting any information out of our friends. They just said we need to get back immediately. So we get back to the place, and then we're like, okay, we gotta go, like, something's going down. Gabby's like, okay, guys, I'm getting a call from my dad, so I need to leave. I'm gonna go out to the car real quick and take this phone call, basically. Things are getting awkward at the place. Chad asked for my Snapchat, so I had to go on his phone and random Darcy girl. So if you got a Snapchat from this guy, I'm so sorry. But, basically Ava's like, look, giving me the eye, like, we gotta go now. So I'm like trying to make up an excuse to go out there, you know, without them like catching on. And I was like, hey, I feel like Gabby's been out there for a while now, like, we need to go in. Like, I don't know how they understood, like, fell for this accent, but they did. And they were like, we know what's gonna happen now. And we were like, what's gonna happen now? Like, so we walk out, and they're like, see you never. And I was like, Chad's giving me the dirtiest look. He's like crazy eyes, bro, crazy eyes. Okay, so then we just all sprint out, like, it's game, like, we're going, we gotta go now, like, they've caught on. And like, there's such an eerie feeling in the air, like, my friends know something that we don't. So we get in the car, and my friend Gabby hands me the phone, and lo and behold, it's Chad's entire CaseNet history. Bro's got charges for multiple times. Assault. Like, insane things to have charges for, and it's recent. Like, there's multiple, and they're all recent. So we are literally running it out of here. We parked down, like, probably, like, 8 blocks, mind you. Remember that. We're 8 blocks down. The story does not end here. We're just debriefing, like, far away from this house. And we're, like, freaking out, like, oh my gosh, like, we were hanging out with and we should have known better. Like, this is our bad. We need to do more research, and we are now. We've lived and we learned. But, yeah.
Get ready with me while I tell you about my insane freshman year suite mate. So I filmed some of this, and it literally cut out the audio completely, so we're just going to start from where I am now. So, just to preface, I had a room completely by myself. I had no roommate, just the suite mate. Also, another thing to preface, I'm in a singing traveling ensemble that travels every single weekend. This weekend, I was going to be in Texas. Now, we got back from Texas at 3 a.m. and I had a theory exam at 8. So you best believe I got home and I went to sleep. And I woke up saying, I'm not gonna get all cute. I'm literally going to an 8 a.m. theory exam. Why would I do that? So this morning, I decided to wear a sweatshirt that I literally haven't worn in forever and these sweatpants that I wore on Friday, the day that I left. So I go in the closet looking for that sweatshirt, like, oh, it's gonna be in here because I literally haven't worn it in forever. Nowhere to be found. I literally can't find it. And I live in the town where my college is, so I'm like, I probably just took it home and washed it or something. Or my best friend took it and wore it while I was gone. That's fine, whatever, she does it all the time. So I grab another sweatshirt and I'm like, it's fine, I'll wear a different sweatshirt, whatever. Then I go to look for the sweatpants I wore on Friday, remember? On Friday, the day that I left. And what do I not see? If you guessed the sweatpants, you're right. At this point, I'm just really confused. So I text my best friend and I'm like, hey, did you wear my sweatpants? Because, like, they were in here on Friday and they're not now. And she said, no, I didn't. I haven't seen them, I haven't worn them. And I really don't have time to deal with this at this point, so I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna go. I'm going to class. I get up, I take my exam, everything is fine, then I go to lunch. And I am just puzzled. I could not think of one place where these things could be. And one of my friends at lunch is like, what if someone took them? This had not played in my head just because, like, I don't know, it's just not something that I would assume would happen. I attend a Christian university, so, like, I would assume everyone's Christian. My bad for assuming. I'm sorry. Okay, that was a little shady. You can be Christian and mess up. Anyway, so someone starts asking me, where have you checked? They say, you need to check Ellie's room, you need to check your house, you need to check everywhere. Have you checked your suite mate's room? And I was like, no, like, I don't really know them. I don't know about that. And they said, you might as well just check. Like, just check. So I go back and I'm like, okay, let me just knock on their door. Let me just see. I knock and no one answers. And maybe this is where I should have stopped, but I didn't, and thank God. So I open the door, just open it. That's all I do. And what do I see on the ground? Take a guess. Take a little guess. Yeah, go ahead. The sweatshirt that I was gonna wear. So of course I walk into the room and I'm like, let me just make sure that this is mine, because what if it's hers? What if she has the same sweatshirt? It was mine. It was mine, and let me tell you how I know. I used to be a little bit of a bigger girl, and so all of the clothes that I wore were like large, extra large. And this girl is not an extra large at all. She's like my size now or smaller. And this sweatshirt's an extra large, which I know people buy things oversized, but I just knew in my heart, this is my sweatshirt. And when I pick up the sweatshirt, which I had already done at this point, but I noticed something that fell. Okay, I know we've been playing a guessing game this whole time, but you guys aren't gonna guess. You're not gonna guess what fell when I picked up the sweatshirt. Clothes I didn't know were missing. Now I'm livid. I'm done. Like, oh, I start kind of going crazy. I open her closet, and what's in there? Literally all of my clothes. All of them hung up. Clothes upon clothes that were mine that are hung up in her closet. So what do I do but lock the door and start going through her everything? I go through every drawer. I go through every single dirty clothes pile, whatever it is. I go through all of her clothes and find everything that is mine. And I take it all and I put it in my room and I just take a shower because I need to decompress. And I fear I have to go, and I know that people hate this, but I have to do a part 2. There's way too much to the story to fit it in one video, so just hang on tight. There will be a part 2. Don't fret.
Story time on how my mom found out that I was getting down. So me and my boyfriend, we were at Wawa, and I left my phone at his house to charge. And my mom was like texting me, like spam calling me, but I didn't have my phone on me. So we get home from Wawa and he notices that my mom is like spam calling me. So I pick up my phone and I open the messages. I'll like put a screenshot of what she said. How she found the pregnancy test was my sister was looking in my bag for panty liners and she found 2 pregnancy tests, so she snitched on me. So thank you. So like I was scared for my life. Like, I did not go home for like 2 hours after, because I knew as soon as I went home, she was going to take my phone and yell at me and make me break up with him. So I was like, no, I'm not coming home until you calm down. But then she started threatening me with the cops, so I was like, okay, I gotta go. On the way home, and his sister's driving me home, and he's in the car too. I was telling my boyfriend, like, you have to come in with me, like, I'm not doing. And he agreed to talk to my mom, because it's like, it's not my fault, it's also his fault. So I was like, Mom, come down here and talk. And she goes, no, what you're gonna do is piss on the stick and give me the phone. So I had to go upstairs, grab the pregnancy test, obviously pee on it. It was negative. Like 30 minutes later, he's like on the top of the stairs, and like my boyfriend at the time, he went up to like go talk to her, and like she comes out, and then like they were talking from like up the stairs and like downstairs. But he was just like apologizing and saying like, you know, I don't want to break up with her. Which we ended up breaking up. So she wasn't yelling at him or anything, and then when he left, I was like, wow, like I'm cooked. But I actually wasn't. Literally all that happened was he left, I went upstairs, and I went in my room, and she didn't talk to me for like 3 hours after. And then she came in, didn't yell at me, didn't even talk to me about it. I still have my phone, and she was just talking about something random with my sister. She was obviously so mad, but like she didn't let me do anything. Like she didn't let me hang out with my friends. But we just like never like talked about it until like 3 weeks after.
Get ready with me while I tell you about how I just found out that I got cheated on my entire relationship. I added my ex's friend on Snapchat because I was trying to figure something out. I'm not going to get into that story, but I was like, yeah, before he went to jail, I caught him cheating. And I'm just going to make up a name because I don't want to like throw anyone under the bus. Anyways, and he was like, oh yeah, he cheated on you with Ari. You figured that out. How'd you figure that out? It actually wasn't Ari. It was 3 other girls. Didn't know about that one, guys. Anyways, so I decided to call one of his, like, girlfriends, like, girl best friends, I don't really know. And she was like, wait, why do you care? Like, you're not with him. And I said, we've been dating for so long. Guys, I'm sorry, this is confusing. Basically, everyone knew that she was with him, but nobody knew that he was with me. Does that make sense? And he had a girlfriend our whole relationship. I'm in fucking shock. Like, we're not, like, he just recently broke up with me because he can't be in a relationship in jail. Whatever. I don't fucking, whatever. But, that's besides the point. But, bro had a girlfriend the whole time. And from what everyone's saying, I was the side bitch because everyone knew except, like, our friend group. Like, including my sister, her boyfriend, me, my boyfriend, my guy best friend, Adrian, and, like, that, you know? Guys, it was, like, really bad last night. Like, I came home, I opened the door, and I was screaming and crying, and I was like, Mom, call Aunt Mandy, like, call my aunt, because, like, my aunt is, like, one of my comfort people. Like, I love my mom and my aunt, and so my mom called her, and I was just screaming, what the fuck? I was just screaming, like, I should have never fucking got back with him. Like, it was bad, and then I was, like, crying for hours, and now I'm just like, bro, what the fuck? And he doesn't know that I know yet, but the next time he calls me, I'm gonna say, excuse me, listen to me. I'm gonna say everything that I know, and I would be like, fuck you, never fucking talk to me again, and I'm pressing that hang up button, and I'm never speaking to him again. Oh, and I'm gonna let him sit in there and think about that shit. I'm gonna let him sit in jail and do nothing but think and think and think about it. I'm not answering him. I don't care. I think he still has like 5 more months. I don't care. I'm not calling him on Christmas. I'm not calling him on New Year's. He can sit in there and think about that. Matter of fact, he can call her. I wonder if he has been calling her in there because he would always like talk to me for like a couple of minutes and then he would like hang up and he would say that he's on the phone all day, but with who? And he always said that he was on the phone with his sister all day, but like, I don't think that's true. Anyways, guys, again, I apologize for not being active. Hopefully y'all didn't think I was dead, but no, bitches, I'm back. I'm back better than ever. And matter of fact, I don't even know, guys. I'm in shock. Like, what is my life? Like, guys, I Ubered him. I, like, went on a trip, and I was like, oh, my God, I really wish he was here. I Ubered him for, like, $170 just so that I could be with him the whole time he had another girlfriend. I'm sorry if this story time is like kind of confusing, guys. Like, it's hard to explain. Unless if you know everyone, it's hard to explain. And I don't feel like doing like that fake name because I'm going to get like mixed up. But just know my whole entire relationship, there was another girlfriend. And apparently I was the side bitch. That's a first. That's definitely a first. Whatever. And the funniest thing is that his friends have been trying to like not get with me, but like, you know, and I still respect him, you know, like but now I don't. Fuck that. My sister's boyfriend texted the guy who cheated on me, his cousin, and was like, does he have a girlfriend? And he goes, I don't know. Bitch, you know. Also, guys, keep in mind, this guy called me 2 years straight. Every day, begging to get back with me. He would call me every day, multiple times. He would beg my sister, please just talk to Megan. Please, please, please get her to get back with me. I'll do anything. Like, bro made Snapchat accounts, TikTok accounts. He showed up to my house multiple different times with flowers. He went so far to get me back. He finally did after 2 years. 2 years. And he pulls that. Also, ruined every single relationship I got into, fought 2 of them. He just went the extra mile to ruin anything he could, just to get me back, and then he does that. The story of my life, I'll take her home. Oh. Anyways, guys, I'm going to try to be active again. I'm very sorry that, like, I haven't been active, but me and my best friend have low-key been out in the streets again, because we're, like, unbanned from seeing each other. Anyways, that's it. Thank you guys for watching and listening to my tea. I hope everyone has a great day. I love you guys. Bye.
Me and my friend just paid some random girl to do a loyalty test on the guys we're talking to. So let me tell you about that. And get ready with me while I do. I'm going to the gym right now, so I'm like gonna try to get this like story out really quick. And I know the guys are gonna see this video, and oh my gosh, I know they're gonna whine about it and cry about it. Just shut up, honestly. We're not mentioning your names, so pipe down. Okay, so pretty much I went with my friend to Canton yesterday, and then we went and we got food. We got Panda Express, and then we went to Target. And if, like, you don't know, like, us four, like, me and my friend and then these 2 guys, like, me and my friend will rage bait these guys for the entire time we're, like, talking, hanging out. Like, we rage bait the shit out of them. For example, we're always like, shut the fuck up or take your shirt off, you know? like, it's just stuff like that. Or just randomly we'll be like, wow, we've, like, never seen abs in person, so, like, but it's a joke. Anyway, so me and my friend and then these 2 guys, we were, like, all in Target, and then we, like, split off. Me and my friend went to, like, some girly section, I don't know, and then they went to, like, the toy section or something. And, like, while me and my friend were, like, walking around, we, like, low-key, like, saw, like, 2 guys that were, like, behind us. We were joking that we're like, oh my god, like, I bet you the guys we're with, like, told these guys to come up and, like, loyalty test us and see if, like, we'd give them our Snapchat, and, like, it was a joke. But then that just, like, sparked something in my head, and I was like, wait a minute, that's a good fucking idea. We should do that. So me and my friends start, like, walking around the store, and we're, like, trying to find a girl that's, like, close to our age, and, like, that we think would be, like, willing to do it. So eventually we see this one girl that's, like, by herself in, like, the makeup aisle or something, and we're like, this is the perfect one. She's, like, around our age, she's pretty, she's, like, seems like she'd be really nice, you know, whatever. So we walk up to her, and we, like, first we're like, do you have Cash App? And then we were like, wait, she's gonna think we want her to, like, pay for our stuff. And she was like, no, sorry, I don't have Cash App. And we were like, wait, hold on. We're like, we start explaining, we're like, we need you to go loyalty test our boyfriends. And she was like, we're like, we'll Cash App you, we'll pay you to do a loyalty test on our boyfriends. And she's, like, looking around, she's like, is this a prank? Like, is this a prank? Or, like, you guys for real? And we're like, no, we're for real, girl. And we're like, just, like, go up and, like, ask for their snaps and see if they give it to us. And she's like, how long have you guys been dating? And we're like, a couple months. Mind you, we're not even dating these people or, like, even, like, actually talking. I literally just got all ready, and then all that cut out because it connected to my car. So now I have to re-say all of it. But pretty much, we're not even dating or talking to these guys. We told her we were dating for, like, a couple months, and then she's like, okay. Even her mom got involved in it, her dad, because they came up and they're like, what is going on? Like, do you know these girls? And she was like, no, and we're like, we just met. And, like, her mom was like, oh my god, this is amazing, like, this is great, like, you know your answer, you need to leave them, like, blah, blah, blah. So she like starts recording. We like add this girl on Snap and everything, and she like records it all. Basically, she went up to them and she was like, hey, can I get your guys' Snap? Like, I was just like wondering, like, I thought you were really cute. And they're like, which one? And she was like, both. Tell me why. No hesitation. He gives out his full entire Snap, even spells it for her. Say his name was like Sam Johnson 1234. He was like, it went something like this. She was like, hey, can I get your Snap? Sam Johnson 1234 SAM. Like, no hesitation. He folded, zero pressure. So she comes back and she like tells us all of this, and we're like, what the fuck? Like, no way. Mind you, the other boy that we were with, he just like sat there. He never said anything. So anyway, so we walk up to them. We nonchalant. We like walk up. We like act like we don't know anything. And they like look really weird. Like they look like they're guilty, but they say nothing. So we get in our car, and me and my friend, we just like keep playing these like cheater songs, you know. And every time it gets to a part about like cheating, we like would stare at them and like scream it, like sing it like really loud. It was so funny. And I feel like they low-key started catching on a little bit. But then she like my friend like put her lock screen as the girl's Snapchat, and like they saw it, and then they were like, they should have known, like they know we would do something like this. And then we start playing the video that the girl sent us, and he literally folded under zero pressure. And he was just like, he was like silent. He didn't really say anything. He was just like, we aren't talking, we aren't dating. And we're like, obviously like we're calling him a cheater and everything, like rage bitting them. And he's like low-key getting pissed, like, bro, you just fucking gave out your Snap to a random fucking girl. But me and this girl, like, we are like all like really good friends now, not the two guys, obviously. But we like love this girl, so like if she sees this, I doubt she will, but like shout out to you, you're a real one. But it was literally like so funny, and they were getting like so heated. And I know they're gonna be mad when they see this video, but I'm like, we cranked the fucking video full blast of him just giving out his full fucking Snapchat, spelling it and everything, zero pressure, he folded under zero pressure. But it was funny as fuck. So if you guys need any like more tips, like just let me know. I think that's good. So that was the story how me and my friend paid a random girl at Target to loyalty test these two random guys we're talking to. I recommend everyone doing this. Like, I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. I'm gonna be doing this for every single guy now. Like, it's so easy too. Guys are so easy. More of the story: men are easy. All men do is lie. All men do is hide. All men do is cheat. So might as well find one that like actually has like money or something. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great day.
So I used to be friends with this girl, let's call her Bianca. Bianca used to love sleeping with all the girls in our friend group's boyfriends, and I don't know why. Well, Bianca, I was friends with her first. I was friends with her in elementary school, and I just was still friends with her, I guess. But when I first had my boyfriend in high school, my first ever real relationship, not like some like high school boyfriend, like we date and we don't see each other outside of high school. No, like my first actual real boyfriend. She used to call him ugly all the time. She always be like, oh, he's so ugly, blah, blah, blah. He had like pimples at the time, I don't know. But he was my little boo thing. He was kind of a thought at the time. And I guess he already had her on Snapchat, whatever. I was so stupid and innocent at the time. Like, I just didn't think, like, why would I think my friend would try to pursue my man? So one day, this guy's at my house, right? And he tells me, he's like, listen, Bianca's been messaging me on Snapchat. Like, we snap back and forth. And I'm still not thinking, like, okay, why are you messaging her? Why did you not delete her? Like, that's weird, right? I just am in my little head thinking, oh, they're just friends, whatever. Like, you know? So he tells me that Bianca sent him a nude of herself. It was by accident. And then she ended up telling me the same thing the next day, because I texted her and I was like, hey, like, what's good with you? Like, why did you do that? And she was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I love you so much. You know, I would not do that on purpose. I'm like 15 at the time, guys. So I'm like, oh, okay, like, you're fine. So I ended up forgiving her. Everything's cool. Me and this guy at the time, let's call him Michael. Me and Michael are on and off at the time. Actually, we were on and off like the whole relationship. We take a break, and on one of those breaks, which was like the summertime, mind you, my parents were so strict, so I barely saw this man like outside of the house because my parents were just really strict like that. So Bianca's parents would let her do whatever she wanted, like at 15, like she was always outside. And one time specifically, they went to the beach. So Michael and Bianca went to the beach. And they went with this other girl that, like, I wasn't really friends with like that, but she was part of this big friend group we had. Michael would always try to win his way back into my life, right? And he told me, listen, the time we were off, me and Bianca and that other girl that you're kind of friends with, we all went to the beach and they started talking mad, you know, really bad about you. So I was like, oh, okay, wow. So I confront her and I texted her and I was like, what's going on? And she was like, oh, it's not like that. He's a liar. It wasn't even like that at all, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'm not really friends with this girl at the time as much anymore because she became really close friends with that other girl that I'm not really friends with. And so after that, this is when Bianca started really going for all these girls' boyfriends. So I used to be best friends with this one girl. And she ended up telling me that this girl, Bianca, was texting this guy that she was getting to know. And Bianca knew about it. So this girl was like really upset about it. You know, my best friend at the time. And I just felt so bad for her because I'm just like, what is this girl's problem? Like, she's so weird. And I think she ended up confronting her. I'm not really sure what happened after that. But after that happened, Bianca ended up doing the same thing to this other girl we were really close with in the friend group. Except her man. So the other girl I was friends with, they were all like at a hotel one night. And I guess that girl, her man, and Bianca were all, you know, really drunk out of their minds. And Bianca ended up sleeping with this girl's man. And the girl, my friend at the time, told me that apparently she heard everything, but she was too drunk out of her mind to do anything. So she heard Bianca in the room next door getting it on with her man. So this girl, Bianca, she's on one, right? I'm not even friends with this girl no more at this point because I'm just like, oh, hell no. Like, why does this girl still even have friends? Like, this is crazy. Like, there must be some weird fetish going on here that she wants to, you know, be with all these girls' boyfriends. So the girl ends up confronting her the next day, my friend. She ends up confronting Bianca and she's like, what, like, why did you do that? And Bianca started crying and giving her the same story and was like, I was so belligerent out of my mind. So at this point, I'm like, oh my God, like, this girl is going to end up messing with the wrong person one day and really get it handed to her. And that's exactly what happened. Bianca ended up becoming in a relationship with someone, and this specific someone ended up cheating on her with this other girl that I went to school with. And Bianca ended up getting her ass beat by this girl because this girl and Bianca's boyfriend were, you know, sleeping with each other. So that same girl, the other girl who was sleeping with Bianca's boyfriend, went to Bianca's house, knocked on her door, and started fighting her. I didn't feel bad, let's say the least, because I thought Bianca just deserved it after a while. Apparently she told this other girl that we knew that she had a fetish she really liked, I guess, messing with girls' boyfriends because it made her feel secure about herself. Like the thought of her being able to get someone else's man, which is just so weird to me. Ladies, if you actually really feel like that, please go seek like therapy or something, because these men will mess with anything. So if you have to get your validation from a man, I think you have other things to worry about in your life, to be honest. I'm so sorry, guys. I had to like finish the rest of my makeup off camera because I don't know how people even tell stories and do their makeup the entire time like that. But I'm no longer friends with Bianca. I think she's like in a really long lasting relationship now. She has absolutely no friends. And yeah, so karma really did catch up to her because even when she was making new friends, they would just fall out. So yeah, guys, that's what happens when you wanna pick men over your own friendships. And this is the finished look, guys.
Okay, story time, but this is probably the most embarrassing experience of my life. I don't think I've ever admitted it out loud. Just told my best friend today, like just today, and she thought it was absolutely hilarious, and she told me to post a story time. So I started self-exploring pretty early in life. I didn't know anything about it. I feel like that's normal for a lot of girls. Literally had no idea. If you know, you know. I ended up popping my own cherry. Once again, if you know, you know. I did not know what that was. I was terrified. I was like, I'm dying. I'm done for. This is it. This is it for me. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm gonna die and my family's gonna find out and they're gonna know why I died. I've never been so mortified and ashamed in my life, right? I'm taking this so seriously. I'm going through my whole phone. I'm clearing anything my family could possibly find. Not like bad stuff, but like my friends' messages, anything to do with like social media, because I wasn't allowed to have it at the time. So anyways, I was ready to die. I started stealing my mom's panty liners when I realized I wasn't dying, because I was like, oh, well, can't find that, you know, can't see that, can't get that anywhere. I'm stealing these. Well, the next morning, she notices, and she's like, why are you taking these? Did you start your period? And I knew that I could not tell her that I started my period, because obviously she would know that I didn't. I was a very late bloomer in life, so I didn't start my period till very late. So I knew she would know I was lying. So I was like, crap, I can't use that excuse. So I look at this woman dead in her eyes, dead in my mom's eyes, and I go, wait, I can't say this. I don't know if I can admit this guy. Okay. I look at her and I go, I've been pooping my pants. She goes, what? And I said, I've been pooping my pants. She was like, why? Why? And I was like, I don't know. I can't control it. It's just happening. Like, I ran with it. I went with the lie. I was like, I can't back down now. We gotta push through. So then I was like, I don't know. She was like, it's just happening. And I was like, yeah. She was like, just a little bit? And I was like, yeah, just a little bit. I don't know. And she was like, that's not normal. Do you want to go see a doctor? And I was like, no. And she was like, are you sick? And I was like, maybe. She was like, okay. And that was it. We never spoke of it again. She asked me like every couple days after that. She was like, is your belly feeling better? And I was like, yeah. My mom still thinks I was just walking around like shitting myself or something. I will never. I would die. I would die if they knew. She even told my dad. She was like, yeah, Betsy's been pooping her pants. I don't know. And for some reason, I thought that was better. For some reason, I was like, this is gold, perfect excuse.
Things my ex talking stage did, and I still stayed. I was looking for a notebook to, you know, write some things down, and I found this. So, and guys, I'm warning you, these are like diabolical. Like, these are like I don't even remember half of this shit because it's so crazy. I think my mind just blocked all of it out. But reading this is like, you took that disrespect. That's embarrassing. Anyways, first thing, and this is the thing that made me sick to my stomach, because why the hell would I take this disrespect? I was like sharing my screen on FaceTime, and I went on my, can I talk? I went on my cousin who passed away. I went on her Instagram because I go on there like frequently just to, you know, see. She passed away when I was like I think 6th grade. I was reading her bio, and in her bio it said, "I love to live life to the fullest." And he just goes, "Well, clearly she didn't." Oh, okay. That's not nice. I remember because I was in my brother's room, I hung up on him, and my brother was screaming at me not to call him back, and I called him back anyways, and my brother was pissed because he was like, "That's fucking disgusting." Like, he was so mad. We're just gonna move on to the next one. The next thing is that every time we got into an argument, or not even that, just randomly, but it was usually when we got into an argument, he would always text me, "I'm just gonna go cook with Kaya." If you guys don't recall what that is, just look up Cooking with Kaya. And he would literally DM me videos on TikTok. Say if we were arguing on Snapchat, he would go on TikTok, DM me the video, and then say, "I'm gonna go cook with Kaya." And then he would send me like edits and like all that nasty stuff. And on the phone even, we would have such a good conversation, and he would randomly just go, "Cooking with Kaya, cooking with," like, I'm gonna speed run a couple just because I have so fucking much. He fucked another bitch while we were talking. Me and my best friend, hello, my voice keeps doing this, guys. Me and my best friend were at Taco Bell with some of my other friends, and he pulled up with his 2 girl best friends. Later, I found out that they used to talk and that they used to, like, have something, because I went on Instagram, found a picture of her on top of him, and his hand was in her shirt. He came to me and straight up said that he had hoes, but he said, "You're my number 1 hoe for real." At least I was his number 1, I guess. One time I went on his phone and I saw like these DMs back and forth with his guy best friend about homecoming, and it was like, "We're gonna go with like these 2 girls and do it with them." And he said it was a joke, like it was an inside joke or whatever. Then the week of homecoming, his location goes off and I find out that he's at homecoming. Keep in mind, he said that it was an inside joke and that he was not going to homecoming at all. And then he popped out at homecoming, did not text me for the whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. He would randomly block me and unblock me, like, at the most random times. He would block me for, like, a day and then add me back, or, like, some weird shit. This happened at least, like, 20 times throughout our whole entire talking stage. But the one time he blocked me, he reposted, "Being a man is so hard. You can literally be in love with 3 women at the same time." Then he also reposted, "She really asked me to unfollow all my 346 of my girl cousins." Kind of going on with like the randomly blocking, he would always randomly block me on the weekends. Every single weekend I would get blocked, because that meant he could go out, party, do whatever he wanted during the weekend, and then when that fun was over, he would add me back and then go back to normal, and he would act like nothing happened. He snapped me with hickeys all over his neck, and I asked him what it was, and he said they were from jumping someone. He jumped someone for their vape, and he got 1 good hit on him. Meaning, like, the other guy got 1 good hit on the guy I was talking to, and that's why they were there. This one isn't that bad. I caught him texting another girl, and I asked him to block her, and 2 days later, I found the exact same girl added right back. Randomly blocked me once again, and then I got an ad from his girl best friend, and she was snapping him the whole night, like them close, them walking around Target together. Like, he would randomly turn off his location like all the time, and I asked him why he would do it, and he said, "I just like it off." One day he asked me to go to Dave's Hot Chicken because like he loved Dave's Hot Chicken so much, and I said sure. Later that day, he went on a 2-man to the mall, Dave's Hot Chicken, and then to a football game. After just asking me if I wanted to go with him, yeah, let's flip this page. He added one of my best friends back on Snapchat, and he was like, "I'm gonna add her back just to fuck with her." He gave me his Snapchat passwords so I could like see that he was loyal. And one time I logged in there and I went on these girls' chats, and I'm telling you, 50 plus messages deleted. And he acted like he had no clue what it was. Bitch, please. If you guys think that's bad, there's like way more. I could probably make a whole part 2. But yeah, so this is no hate to like anyone in this video. This was like a long time ago. I don't really know who these people are now, so
not my business, not my problem anymore. I just don't want people to think I'm like trying to hate. Because again, I don't know who these people are anymore. Like, I don't talk to them. This happened like all around like last fall. So, you know, like I can't really say much about them when I don't know who they are. I also did not bring this up to bash anyone. Like I said, I was on the phone with my best friend trying to look for a notebook. I opened it and it was actually, give me a second. It was actually like chapters of the Bible, and then it was book number. It was just, this book was supposed to be for Bible study, and then I like turned the next page, and then here all of it was. So, no hate. But ladies, don't let a man treat you like this. Don't. It's fucking disgusting. That's not a man. That's a little ass boy. Keep in mind. And no one deserves to get treated like that at all, because that is no. But Jesus loves you and so do I. I hope everyone has a great day. I love you guys. Bye.
Hey guys, getting ready with me while I talk about why I'm grounded for the night. Okay, this might sound so dramatic, but I just don't care. So there's this like party tonight, and it was like rave themed or whatever, and I was so excited because like I've been like waiting for someone to throw a party like this, because I have like this outfit, like I have everything picked out, like literally I've been waiting for this theme. And my mom knew I was excited. Like, she saw me picking out my outfit last night and like all this. And so, okay, I had PSATs today at school, and like usually on PSAT, like big testing days, we don't do anything like after. So I texted mom and I'm like, can you check me out please, because my friend who takes me home is getting checked out, and I usually don't have another ride home. Like, it's harder to find a ride home. So I say, can you check me and Peyton out please, because we want to go and we're not doing anything. So I get checked out or whatever, and then when I get home, she starts yelling at me for leaving early. After she said I could leave early, and then she was like, your consequence for leaving early is you're not going tonight. Like, that had to have been fucking rage bait. Like, literally rage bait, because why wouldn't you have just said something while I was at school before? Or like, why wouldn't you just tell me? Like, why wouldn't you just say something? Like, had I been at school and you're like, if you leave early, you're not going tonight, I would have just stayed my ass at school. That honestly, like, I don't know, that's like some next level shit right there, because I'm just so upset. Like, why didn't you just tell me? Why didn't you just tell me before I left? It would have been that simple to be like, hey, I'm warning you now, like, if you leave early, you're not going tonight. But like, instead, when I get home, you yell at me for leaving early after you told me I could, and then you tell me I can't go. I'm sorry, but that's the type of shit that makes me just wanna justice for hope, because fuck. And like, I'm not even crying because I'm sad, I'm crying because I'm just so mad and frustrated. Like, it's just so irritating. It's like fucking rage bait. I mean, I'm 18 next year, so bless up. But I mean, I'm just so done. I'm so tired, like, I just can't. You can literally see my eyes, like I don't know how to explain it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little crash out rant, whatever this is, because I'm just so mad right now. Like, I even called my dad and I was like freaking crying, like screaming, like I was like so mad. And like, obviously my dad's not gonna get involved because he lives in a different state. But I don't even know. I don't know. Anyways, justice for me. Yeah. I love you guys.
Get ready with me while I tell you how me and my friend got grounded for the whole summer. Keep in mind, this all happened like a month ago, right before school ended. So it is technically still pretty recent. It all started, me and my friend were gonna go to a friend's house, and it was just gonna be us four girls. We realized later in the day at school though, the parents weren't gonna be home. We're like, okay, so that might be an issue. But we still tried to have a sleepover, but our parents found out and they thought it was really fishy because they thought we were gonna have like a party or something, or have like boys over or like something. Our parents picked us up. I went to my sister's house and my friend went to her grandma's house. My parents were going out of town, so my friend just didn't want to be home. And we got the idea, we were like, if we're in trouble separately, why not be in trouble together? So my first bad decision was deciding to Uber to my friend's grandma's house. My mom did know about that. She was fine with it. Like, we're chill. We're just gonna hang out with Mimi. But no. Me and my friend had other plans in mind. Later that night, we were at her grandma's house, and we thought it was a great idea once her grandparents fell asleep to sneak out. But no, it was not the move.
The friend's house that we were going to was actually a guy's house, but it was not a party, not a function. It was not like that. It was just like a get together. And so we Ubered at like 9 o'clock. 2 of the Ubers did cancel, so like the money went back into my account. We were over there for like maybe a few hours, and then his sister's friend drove us home. And we got back in through her grandparents' basement. We were like, okay, hey, look, Mom, I made it. Little did we know. Went to sleep safe and sound at her grandparents' house that night. We were like, okay, we're locked. And we were at church the next morning, and my mom texted me, and she was like,
did you make some returns? Like, why are there charges going back into your account?
And I was like, oh my gosh, the Uber charges that didn't go through, the money is coming back. And I was like, oh, she can definitely see it's from Uber. So I told her one was from my Uber from getting to my sister's house to her grandparents' house, and the other one was like an E. Newton return. Oh, it was not. So me and my friend, no one found out for like a week, and we were like, okay, same time next weekend? No. It got back to the school called my parents. I got in such big trouble, and now I can't do anything for the rest of the summer. Keep in mind, this is a PSA, so you don't do what I did. I do not recommend this at all. Please don't do what I did. Save yourself some trouble. Like, keep your freedom, keep your parents trusting you, and I'm a good kid. Like, I don't do stuff like this. So this was my first real, like, mess up. Kids make mistakes, but that's still not an excuse for my actions. It was not my brightest idea. I would not do it again. I've learned my lesson. But since my viewers are younger, I just want to say, like, please don't do this. Like, don't do it. Every part of me regrets it, and I would not do it again. The little moment was, like, not worth it. And yeah, people always find out. Your parents always find out. And I just had to learn the hard way. That's it. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
Get ready with me while I tell you how I went to Texas a week ago and there was a serial killer and I didn't even know. I went to Austin, Texas to go and visit my sister because she lives there, and I posted a TikTok about it. I see a comment, and by this point I'm already in Texas because I posted it when I was maybe like 2 hours away from Texas. It was like, oh, be careful of the serial killer that's in Austin right now. I was like, what do you mean? So naturally, I tell my sister about it, and I'm like, is there a serial killer, like, loose? Like, what is this comment? Like, is this true? My sister is like, yeah, it's called the Rainy Street Ripper. There was 38 bodies found in Lake Bird, and the police is saying that it is a serial killer or could be possible drownings, which, like, how do you not know which one it is, you know? So I was just like, okay. And I want to say, like, a couple days into the trip, we ended up going to a water park. So we're at this water park, like, all day, and it's me and my boyfriend, my 2 sisters, their husbands, and their kids. I want to say it gets to, like, 6:30 maybe, and the kids and my sisters are ready to go home. So it's a water park, and then, like, there's a bunch of games and stuff, and you can walk down to the lake. It's not Lake Bird, it's Lake Travis, but you can walk down to the lake, and there's a dock, and you can swim and everything. So me and my boyfriend were like, oh, wouldn't it be fun to stay back a little bit and then Uber home to watch the sunset on the dock? At this point, it's like 7 o'clock, and we say bye to my family. We're going over there to sleep later because we're staying at my sister's. So we swim in the lake for a little bit, and it was really fun. And then it gets to like 8:30, and, you know, the sun is starting to set and everything. I'm kind of getting, like, scared a little bit, and I'm like, okay, like, how long does an Uber take? Because we've never taken an Uber before, and I was like, okay, like, let's just check it and make sure. My boyfriend doesn't even have the Uber app, so we have to download that. We accidentally downloaded the wrong one. We downloaded Uber Eats. Yeah, trying to get an Uber ride. So when we figured it out, it was like 9:20, and it's, like, dark. Like, I don't know what happened. The sunset went, like, by like that. It was completely, like, pitch black, and nobody is at this water park, so we have to walk. So here's the dock. The water park's up here. We have to walk around like that, and we're walking, and we're fine, right? We're sitting at the front entrance of the water park, and we see a van and a guy driving, and he drives past us going 20 miles an hour, and we don't really think anything of it because there's not a bunch, but there was like 15 cars that had passed us by this time. We're sitting there waiting for our Uber. That also took a while. So I don't even know what time it was. It was really dark, and my phone had died. My boyfriend's phone was also about to die, so that was really not fun. As we're waiting for our Uber, the same white van
passes us again. And I'm like, hey, like, that van already passed us. And when they drove past us, they were, like, staring us down. Like, him and my boyfriend literally had, like, a stare down. It was actually crazy, and I was so afraid and scared. And he drives, and I watch this van pull into a driveway. I got so caught up in my story, I forgot to put this on before my concealer. But anyways, back to the story. This van pulls into the driveway, like, down the road a little bit, and reverses and comes back towards us. As it's, like, pulling into the driveway, I tell my boyfriend, I'm like, let's go hide, because I'm not dying today and I'm not getting kidnapped, and you're not gonna get shot and then leave me to get kidnapped, and no, that's not happening today. I'm from the country, and I'm not about it. Like, I don't do, like, the city by myself, especially with just two people. Like, no. And I take off my shoes because I'm wearing slides, and if I need to run, I'm sprinting. We're at the front entrance of the water park, so there's this, like, ramp, and I'm like, come on, we're gonna go lay on the ramp and hide behind these plants. So I am laying down on this ramp, and so is he, and he's a big guy. He's like 6'4". I'm, like, not that afraid, but I'm still afraid because, like, what if this guy has a gun? Like I don't know what's gonna happen, so I'm just trying to be the safest I can possible. I see this guy reverse and pull back to where we were going, like, 5 miles an hour. I'm getting out of breath talking about this because it like actually scared me so bad, and like he can see us on this ramp, I'm pretty sure, because it was not like steep, it was like that, and we were like crouching down, and I was actually so afraid. And we watch and we get up because the van passed. We walk a little bit outward, we see him pull in right next to the water park, and then these red lights start flashing, so I don't know if it was like hazards or I don't know what else on a car, but we see these red lights start flashing, and I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna get out of this van and come and kill us. Like, what do we do? In my head, I'm like, is this the serial killer coming to kill us? Like, it was a Mexican man, I think, and I know people say, like, the cartel and stuff like that because it's close to the border, and I was deadass like, oh my god, like this is where I'm gonna get sex trafficked. Like, everything in me was like, I need to run. Like, I ran down the street, and my boyfriend's like, Kaylee, just come back, like, it's gonna be okay, like, our Uber is 1 minute away. And I'm like, okay, like, I'm like freaking out because I'm like, I do not want to die today or tonight, and our Uber's 1 minute away. Our Uber finally gets there. Thank God. He was literally a saint. I loved him. We had never taken an Uber before, keep in mind, and so we tell him about what happened. He's like, that's actually scary. And I'm like, I know. Like, and we have never been here before. Like, this is maybe our, like, second day here, and I can't believe that even happened. We got home and we told my family what happened. Keep in mind, my phone was dead, so they were all calling me, like, where are you? Where are you? Like, freaking out. Good thing we made it home. I'm back in Iowa. And don't stay out after dark if you don't know where you are and if it's not a big crowd of people. I know I should have thought smarter, but like it was literally like a kid water park, so I didn't really think anything of it. But I'm running out of time, but thanks for listening to my story. Bye.
About yesterday, literally one of the most stressful days of my life. If you need any context, you can watch the Get Ready With Me I posted yesterday, but honestly, you shouldn't need any. So yesterday, my plan was to wake up, I was gonna get ready, get on my cute outfit, go get my nails done for my birthday, which I didn't get, these are my old ones, and then I was gonna go shopping because I had literally been waiting like 2 weeks to go shopping because I was gonna go, but then I was busy, and then I was gonna go, but I got sick, so all I wanted to do was get my nails done, be cutesy, and go shopping. On Wednesday, I was having some car trouble. That's when the car trouble started, but I was like, it'll make it until Monday, like that's the next free day that I have where the mechanic is open and I have time to go. Because like my car was acting a little weird, but like it was still driving fine. Anyways, yesterday I wake up, I'm all excited to go. I leave for my nail appointment, which is only like 30 minutes from my house, But I decided on the way there that I wanted some freaking pickles, so I stopped at Publix. I was literally in there for like 2 minutes. I didn't even need to turn my car off, and I wish that I hadn't. But I get back in my car and it won't do anything. The lights won't come on. It won't turn over. It's literally doing absolutely nothing. And then it starts making this like zapping sound every time I try and turn it on. So now I'm stranded at Publix. I'm not gonna make it to my appointment, and I'm not gonna get to go shopping because my car is probably gonna have to get towed, because the whole problem that was wrong with it is the alternator was going bad, which then if the alternator goes bad, it kills the battery. My car's like dead. I'm stranded at Publix. I'm sobbing my eyeballs out in the parking lot, and everyone's just staring at me. It's hot as balls outside, and I don't have AC because the car won't turn on, so I'm sweating profusely in my super cute outfit with my freshly done hair, freshly done makeup. Everything is ruined. And I didn't even get the right fucking kind of pickles. Both of my parents are working, but I called them. My mom can't come because she's short-staffed at work. My dad is about to go on a meeting, so he can't come right this second. I have to wait. I think I was there for like an hour and a half. It was so hot. I sat in my car for like an hour, literally sweating my butt off, and then I calmed down and I have to go inside of Publix. I go to the customer service counter, and I just start bawling my eyeballs out. Literally, I could not contain myself. And then the lady was like, oh my gosh, what's wrong? And I was like, it's just really hot outside and my car broke down. Is there anywhere that I can sit? I was just so upset. I was so frustrated because I was so excited for these plans. And literally every year for my birthday, it doesn't matter what I have planned, it goes wrong. This is every year. I've never had a fully good birthday. I normally don't even do anything for my birthday because it just fucking sucks. Also, side note, if you watched my video from yesterday, I found my eyelash curler in the same place that I looked 400 times. So I stopped at the Publix employee for 30 minutes, and then my dad finally gets there and he brought me a new battery to put in my car, but the alternator is still dead. So I can't do any of the things that I wanted to because I have to take it to the mechanic, because if the alternator is still dead, it's going to kill the battery in that time frame, in that day, it would kill it. And there's no guarantee that they were even going to be able to fix it that day. I could have had to wait the entire weekend because they're not open on the weekends. And then not be able to drive to my own birthday party, not be able to go to the beach today like I wanted, or get my nails rescheduled. Oh my god. Literally, I just felt like the world was ending. I practically, live out of my car and drive everywhere constantly all the time. So it was kind of a necessity. My car is my baby. I love that thing. I think I was at the mechanic for 3.5 hours. I literally left just in time to make it to work. And I got to do nothing, and I spent $800 on fixing my car. But you know what? At least my car is fixed and she's running. It does need its AC fixed. It doesn't really run very well. And I need a full set of new tires, which is $1,500. But my car runs, so it's okay. Bless my nail girl for being able to squeeze me in at 8 a.m. this morning. I got up at 6:30 to get ready, and then afterwards I'm going to the beach because no one is taking more things from me. My plan is to stay until sunset so that I can get pictures in my birthday dress at the beach with the sunset. Here's the fit. Bathing suit is from Kulani Kinis. Love you, bye.
Get ready with me while I tell you why you shouldn't talk to guys on vacation before you really get to know them. So last spring break, I went to Cabo with my dad and my sister, and we ended up meeting all these people there, and there was this one guy in our friend group. Okay, let's call him Johnny. Johnny and I have been flirting for a couple of days, and I think there was 3 days left, and then he ended up making a move and saying that he liked me and asking for my snap and stuff. And I was so excited. This felt like a little movie to me. I was oh my gosh, making boyfriend on vacation, here for a good time, not a long time. I was hype. Johnny and I are hanging out all night. We didn't even know where our other friend group was, but we were oh, it's fine. We can just hang out with each other, and we were talking that whole night. It was so cute and romantic. We were down by the beach, and I just loved it. So he was walking me back that night, and then we ended up giving a little smooch before bed. It was so cute. And don't worry, it gets less cute. Once I'm back in my room, like going to bed, like literally like butterflies, like oh my gosh. So then the next morning I'm telling my sister about it, and then we're like, oh my gosh, like let's stalk him on like all social media platforms as one does. We find his Instagram. The entire thing is of a girl who looks just like me, his girlfriend from home that he lied to. Yeah. So at this point, I'm jaw dropped, and I'm just like, wow, I really just helped a man cheat. Like I was livid with myself for not just looking him up before, which should not be my job, but yet men out here just be doing that. Mind you, my sister also was talking to a guy there, and we looked him up. He had a girlfriend too. So at this point, we're just looking up our whole friend group. So we find out that all of their friend group, all the guys in our friend group, there's probably like 6 guys, all had girlfriends. All had girlfriends. And every time we would ask one of them about it, they would say that they didn't. And so we looked back at their Instagrams. They had all blocked us. All blocked. But don't worry though, I had already screenshotted the girlfriend of my guy's Instagram account, because you best believe I'd be sending a hey girly text. And so I'm talking to this man that I was talking to, and I was like, so what happened there? Like, you have a girlfriend? And then he was like, no, but she's at boarding school. Like, I'm breaking up with her when she comes home. And I was like, babe, you are still with her. That is not how it works. Like, I do not believe you in any way, shape, or form, man. Like, I have no trust in any of these men at this point. So then I go, okay, if you're gonna break up with her and she gets back and she gets her phone back, then you wouldn't mind if I texted her and told her what happened, because when she comes back, you guys will be broken up. When I tell you, this man threw an entire fit in a restaurant that our whole friend group was sitting in. Like, he was like screaming at me, being like, are you crazy? Like, you crazy bitch, like all this stuff. And I was like, okay, so you're obviously not gonna break up with her then. Like, when we go home, I end up trying to text the girlfriend, but she has like a private account, so you can't even message her. Oh my gosh, I just got the eye. But I end up texting one of her friends who had an open account and was like, hey, I saw that you're friends with this person, like I'm letting you know, like she needs to follow me back. I need to tell her something about like her boyfriend. She was like, oh my gosh, okay. So she ends up following me back, and my message goes through, and she's like calling me, like being like, girl, what? Like, tell me about this, because they were about to break up anyway, because he had cheated other times before. So they break up. I felt so bad. I was like, I feel like I just broke up this whole relationship. And she was like, no, like, don't worry. Like, we were already gonna break up anyways. Like, he does this kind of stuff a lot. Like, was talking so horrible about this man. And I was like, yeah, like, you go, girl. Then we're texting, and we find out that her and I are going on the same cruise the following month. Like, what are the odds? So she tells me that she has a little plan. Her plan is that we're gonna go on this cruise, and we're gonna like FaceTime him, and we're gonna be like, hey, it's the girl that you cheated on me with. When I tell you, this girl was just as crazy, psychotic. I mean, at least she wasn't cheating, but on this cruise, I saw her one time, never went to see her again. No. She was crazy. Not, like, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm all for revenge. I'm all for being crazy, but there's a limit, and I will leave it there. So I come back from this cruise, and I see that she put all of her posts back up of him after all the diabolical things she did on this cruise. I don't know if she just needed to be equal, like revenge, or what, but they are back together, and 5 months later they are still back together, just posting away, acting like they're so happy. Like, is this normal? Like, am I living on a rock and this shit happens a lot? Like, moral of the story, don't trust people you go on vacation with, because you don't really know them. They could have girlfriends, could have boyfriends. You never know.
Things my best friend did, and I still stayed, but it progressively gets worse. Starting off basic, me and my best friend were having a sleepover, and when I showed up, she was with another girl that I've never met in my entire life. And she apparently forgot to tell me that she was coming. Then she didn't say one word to me that whole night. Another time, she was sleeping over at my house, and she made me leave my own bedroom for 3 hours while she called her boyfriend. So last time I checked, you were staying at my house. Here's where it starts to get crazy. So I gave her the login to my Snapchat account because I was going to sleepaway camp for a week. So I was just having her do my streaks because we weren't allowed to have our phones at this camp. But then when I got back, I found out that she went through everything. And when I say everything, trust me, I mean everything. I'm talking about snaps, texts, memories, my eyes only. Then she told lies about me to my other friends to get them to like her. I personally think that this is by far the craziest thing she's done. But while she was at my house, she took photos of my homework and then copied it down and told our teacher that I copied it off of her, which I'm sure you can assume got me in tons of trouble. And then to end it off strong, whenever we would go shopping together, she would always make me pay for her. There's so many more things that she's done to me, so let me know if you guys want a part 2. Bye guys.